Hello there, people on the internet. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. Today we got kind of a discussion that's not really going to be a fun one, but I'm going to make it a fun one because that is what people like watching on the internet. So, serious topic, fun discussion, stay tuned, and we're going to dive right in. Alright, so, first off, before we get started, Kevin's gonna scream, like right on cue. At the start of all of my videos, Kevin screams. If you don't know who Kevin is, he's my peacock. I got 5 of them. They're very loud and very, very annoying, especially whenever they scream at 3 in the morning and I'm trying to sleep, or, you know, I'm like hungover at like 7 a.m. and they're screaming right outside my house. Man, that's a trip. Anyway, it's no secret. I'm gonna use that for, you know, nicer terminology. I was gonna get kind of blatant with this, but I'm gonna be kind of as nice as I can here. It's no secret that politicians and media are trying to power grab their way up the ladder and in turn get rid of what they call assault rifles. Now, the people who are calling assault rifles are the type of people that have no idea how a firearm actually functions, nor what the terminology of said firearm actually means. They think that just because this looks like the same rifle that a military uses, it's an assault rifle. Complete, utter horseshit. Give me a second. I gotta step over here and cool off for a minute. Okay, I'm back. This right here is not an assault rifle. This right here is a polymer receiver, semi-automatic sporting rifle. Well, I say sporting rifle. That's what the terminology is a lot of the time. I myself would call this a recreational rifle. Because of its polymer receiver, I really wouldn't want to take this out sport shooting at, you know, anywhere besides just a standing range. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that. Kevin's telling me to calm down. I appreciate that, man. Kevin's got my back. Why don't you guys have my back like Kevin does? That's not a machine gun. It only fires once every time you pull the trigger. I hate when people call semi-automatic rifles a machine gun. I hate it. Desperately hate it. I also hate when people say the AR-15 fires like an elephant cartridge that will like destroy half a building if it goes off. It's a .22 caliber round, guys. It fragments whenever it hits a target. Okay? Unless you have some sort of steel penetrator, odds are it's not going to go through wall after wall after wall after wall. You can't use it to hunt elephants. You can't use it to hunt bears. Hell, you can't use it to hunt a lot of big game that people would normally hunt, you know, using high caliber rifle cartridges with. Like if you shoot a deer with a .223, unless your shot placement is really decent and you're using really good ammunition, that deer's probably not going to go down. Let me go ahead and give a really good example. This is the .223/5.56 that the AR-15 fires. This projectile is not much longer than my freaking fingernail. Not a big bullet. Not a big bullet at all, especially whenever it's you know, lead core. This right here is not going to be very destructive on anything beyond its target. Now this right here is the world-ending bullet, right? This right here is the bullet that liberals say are going to destroy all of mankind. This right here is a much larger bullet. This is an 8mm Mauser round. This right here is from rifles that people normally say are absolutely fine because they're bolt action, what they call hunting rifles. That right there's a topic that we're going to get into here in a minute. Complete world-stopping power because it's fired from a rifle that looks scary. Absolutely fine because it's fired from a rifle that has wood on it. You guys see the logic here, right? I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys already know this. This is something, you know, I'm talking to my own group of people. I'd love to see this video get out to like liberal TV, and I would love to see some education on there. I think that with the pandemic going on, we have a lot of people that are starting to educate themselves, but there's still going to be some hard heads out there that think that the AR-15 is like this ultimately powerful rifle. Let me point out one more thing here. Normally I don't do these rant videos, but holy crap, with everything going on right now and all that they're pushing through, really irritating me. This is a standard capacity magazine, holds 30 rounds. I currently have 10 rounds inside this standard capacity magazine. This is round number 11. If I put this round inside of this magazine, just like this round, this 11th round, has not suddenly become significantly more deadly than the other 10. This 11th round has not suddenly become some sort of binary explosive. This 11th round has not suddenly made the AR-15 a machine gun. This 11th round does nothing more than being round number 11 in a semi-automatic sporting rifle. I'm going to say sporting rifle, even though I personally don't believe this rifle right here would be sporting use. I'd say this right here is more of a recreational rifle than anything else. Now, just to prove my point, I'm going to go ahead and fire these 11th rounds, and on the 11th round, you're going to see that nothing bad happens. Now, technically speaking, that was the first round that I showed you guys, but shh, don't tell the liberals that. They won't know. And just to prove a point right here, I'm going to fire the gun once, hold down the trigger, and you're going to see no more bullets besides one bullet fly out of the gun. Unless, of course, my gun is broken, but I don't think it is. I am currently holding down the trigger. Relax, there's no one in that direction. Holding down the trigger so this gun is as safe as can be. You see, inside these firearms, there's called a sear disconnect. That disconnect will not operate again until you let go of the trigger. After you let go of that trigger and the sear resets itself, you can hear it there. I wonder if that came up on camera. That's whenever you can pull the trigger again and the gun will fire. Alright, I have just fired 10 rounds. I am now on the 11th round. This is where things get tricky. You gotta watch out, because this might blow up the world. I doubt it. Very highly doubt it. But it might. Somehow I'm still alive, and no one got hurt. It's almost like law-abiding citizens can handle firing a rifle that has 11 rounds in it. Alright, so these people hate the AR-15. They hate it dearly. They want to see it gone. They know they can't just get rid of it immediately, so they got to continuously restrict it until we don't, until it's so difficult for us to operate with, it's no longer a viable option. Now, the same people will say a rifle like this is just fine. This is a Kar 98 sporterized Mauser, chambered in 8mm. Personally, I really like this rifle. Let me check the time here. Oh yeah, we're good on time. Now, whenever I say I like this rifle, I really like this rifle. I'm a fan of bolt-action rifles myself. A lot of people don't like them. They prefer semi-automatics. But just for sporting and recreational purposes, I really like bolt-action rifles. A lot of your liberals will say something like this is absolutely fine. They're just saying that right now until they get rid of what they call assault rifles. After they get rid of their so-called assault rifles, and don't get me wrong, they're not going to just get rid of assault rifles, they're going to get rid of all semi-automatics. Well, they're going to try to anyway. We can't let that happen. I know we don't get a lot of support for, defending our semi-automatic rifles. They're calling them assault rifles. I know we don't get a lot of support, and I think that if they do manage to get rid of those, after that, they're going to try and get rid of rifles like this. And I think this is where we're going to see a ton of support, because even your FUDs will fight to the death to defend this. Now, why on earth would they get rid of rifles like this, as opposed to like the Savage Axis 308 or any other polymer rifle that is modern day production? Well, these right here, military surplus rifles, are very, very numerous. They are all over the place here, and if they can get rid of this genre, they know that they're going to get rid of a lot of firepower from the civilian forces. Now, what argument would they have to get rid of this? Well, same argument they have right now. This right here is a literal weapon of war. They won't tell you that in the media right now. This here is just a hunting rifle that they're not even going to touch. But right now, literally, this is a weapon of war. This is 1944 production. Kar 98 has this Nazi Wavenance, however that's pronounced, stamped right on the receiver. This is literally a gun that was used to murder people in warfare, and that is what they're going to bring up whenever they try to get rid of military surplus firearms. They're also going to use another argument. This rifle is fed with stripper clips. Why would hunting and sports recreation need a rifle fed with stripper clips? They wouldn't. Stripper clips are only good for loading your rifle as quickly as possible to kill as many people as possible. That's the only reason anybody would ever need it, right? Well, that's their argument, or it's going to be their argument if it ever gets to that point. And they're going to use that argument to get rid of rifles just like this. They're going to continue to come up with, progressively more bullshit nonsense. Gotta calm down some. They're going to progressively come up with more and more nonsense until they finally get us back to, flintlock ages. And then they're not going to care if we have firearms or not. They're just going to come in and, police state us. They're probably going to do that, far sooner, seeing as they're already doing that with the outbreak with COVID-19 and whatnot. But I feel like it's going to get a lot worse if they take away our arms. Now, after they get rid of military surplus firearms, specifically the military surplus bolt actions, assuming that they haven't already gotten rid of handguns, which I'm sure they're going to be pushing for because they're, concealable firearms. After they do that, they're going to get rid of the modern day bolt actions altogether, which they're going to call sniper rifles. I can genuinely say, I hope dearly it never gets to that point. This right here is where we have to stop them. They already took away our capacity to own fully automatic firearms. So, this right here is where we have to stop them. We cannot let them take the semi-automatics because they will continue to grab and grab and grab and grab. Now, I just loaded this Car 98 with 5 rounds of 192, 198, one of those. 190, I think it's 192. 192 grain full metal jacket, steel core, ammunition. I'm going to go ahead and lob it down range. Now time for me to oil this bad bitch up. Okay, so that right there obviously is my prediction. I'm not psychic, I can't tell the future, so there's no guarantee that's what they're going to go for. After they get rid of semi-automatics, they might just jump right to the police state. If that's what happens, bolt actions, they are a viable-ish defense, but I don't think that we'll stand much of a chance without our semi-automatics. That's why the semi-automatics, with their standard capacity magazines, that's where we draw the line. That is 100% where we draw the line. Alright, now, if you guys have a different opinion besides mine, go ahead, let me know down below. If you think something else is going to happen, let me know down below. If you think the line is going to be drawn and drawn hard, and we're not going to let it get past that point, let me know down below. I've heard a lot of people say this is where we draw the line, this is, where we make our stance, but nothing's happened. Absolutely nothing has happened, and these tyrants are still pushing through their legislation. I'm trying to be as nice as possible right now. Now, we have had some protests, we have had some gatherings, but it hasn't worked. They're still pushing through the legislation. There's like talking about it, whether or not you're talking about it in the street, whether or not you're writing directly into your representatives, whether or not you're doing whatever the hell it is that you're doing, as long as it's just talking about it, that's not working. That being said, I have got to ask you guys, support your firearms activist groups, the people that are actually pushing legal representation other than just, talking about it in the open streets. The people that are in the courtrooms fighting for these rights, support them. I don't care who it is that you're supporting, as long as it's not the NRA. I don't care who it is that you're supporting. Anytime you can support them with any financial capabilities you may have, let them have it. Even if it's just like $5 a month. That'll go a long, long way to making sure crap like this doesn't come down the pipelines. Personally, I'm a fan of GOA, although they are a little disorganized. I'm also a big fan of FPC. Even if you don't want to spend any money at all, it costs no money to do this. Type in Google FPC Action Center. Thanks, Kevin. Type in Google FPC Action Center, and it will send you direct links of how to contact your representative. You don't even have to type out a message. They offer automated messages. It could not be easier to contact your representatives through them. Like, it takes 30 seconds tops. No money. Absolutely free. Go ahead, do that. Make sure that your voice is being heard, alright? Okay, well, thanks for watching. I had to do a couple of takes in this video because I do get heated about this complete nonsense topic. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share. If you like the video, like the video. If you want to see me blow up some stuff, because I blow up stuff all the time here, go and subscribe. If you want to keep it legal to where I can continue to do this kind of crap, check out FPC and GOA. Now, YouTube is becoming progressively more anti-gun and tyrannical, just like everything else. As much as I hate it, should not be a thing. So the best line of defense I could figure out for my channel here is to make a second YouTube channel. Link down below in the description. The second YouTube channel is basically just a camouflage right now. There's not much going on there. It's just a drunk gameplay channel. I get drunk, I play video games, I put them on the internet. A lot of fun to do, but it's just a cover-up. It's just a cover-up. Go ahead and check out the Patreon page too if you guys feel up to it. I do a lot of Q&As on the Patreon page. You don't have to be a Patreon to check that out or to ask questions down below. That being said, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to do next, but I feel like shooting some more. So I'll figure out something, probably going to make another video out of it. I got to come up with some sort of ideas. If you guys have any ideas that you want to see me put forward, by all means, let me know down below. Make sure you guys go off, have a fantastic day. I'm going to go have me a beer and cool off some, because man, I'm like fired up right now. You should be too. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.